Ragnar Lodbrok's dream was greater than simply conquering a land. He wanted to build a kingdom across the sea, to claim the fertile soil of England, not only for glory, but to secure a new future for his people and carve his name into the stone of history. Yet the great ambition he chased throughout his life slipped out of his hands, because the courage that had been his greatest strength slowly turned into his greatest weakness. As Ragnar began to feel himself aging, a fire rose inside him. He wanted to face his fate openly, one last time. His sons had grown strong, but he, after countless battles, had begun to wear down. Still, when preparing for his final journey to England, he refused to gather a large army. Instead, stubbornly and proudly, he sailed with a small force. It was a decision made not with the mind of a king, but with the pride of a warrior. He believed that victory would not depend on numbers, but on the strength of his spirit. Yet the world was far less merciful than he hoped. When he reached English shores, the resistance he faced rapidly drained the strength of the men beside him. Ragnar saw this, but he did not want to turn back, because some accounts say he did not embark on this journey for victory at all, but rather to complete his destiny. The old prophecy foretold that he would die in a pit of serpents, and though Ragnar tried to defy it throughout his life, he had begun to sense that he would not be able to escape it. That is why he accepted defeat, even surrendered willingly according to some tales. He knew his sons would avenge him, and he believed his death would be the beginning of a much greater storm. He was eventually captured by the Northumbrians and brought before King Orella. In that moment, the weight of his lifelong dream came crashing down on him. The vision of founding his own kingdom in England had slipped through his fingers like sand. When Orella cast him into the serpent pit, Ragnar understood that this was his end, but he also believed that it was the beginning of something eternal. Because even if he could not fulfill his dream, he knew the world would soon tremble beneath the fury of his sons. Ragnar Lodbrok did not achieve his dream. He never founded a kingdom in England, he never overcame his fate, and he did not win his final battle. Yet the dream he could not complete lived on in the blades of the children he left behind. With his death began a storm that carried the greatest army the North had ever seen to the shores of England, and in the end, the unfinished dream of Ragnar Lodbrok was completed by the warriors born of his blood.